what's up? It's Fernando Ventura, and you're listening to Hoppe and Super. The hop of the Hoppe. Sorry, I can't read.
Like right now, give us a call.
Just don't mash buttons. We got another one of those calls during the break. And then we got another call while you were on the phone of some guy just laughing, and then I just hung up. I
bet he's tripping on acid. I bet he goes by the name DJ Smitty. Call the show, 630-785-2510. That is 630-785-2510. Oh my God, I love this beat. Takes me back to 2008. UGK International Players Anthem. Rumor has it they made the song after me. All right, whatever. All right, what's coming up?
A man slain in Germantown shooting Sunday was the father of Lakers shooting guard Kobe Bryant.
No, not Kobe Bryant. It was Wayne Ellington, the shooting guard.
I'm sorry, Wayne Ellington.
So what happened? Because this is awful.
I just saw shooting guard and I was like, oh.
Because nothing good is going on with the Lakers. I mean, they hired Byron Scott, who I wasn't cool with, because if Byron Scott was such a great coach, he wouldn't go team to team.
Did you like D'Antoni?
No, I didn't like the Mike Brown signing either. Ever since Jerry Buss has died, that franchise that I love in second place to the Bulls is burning into the ground. Don't know why they keep letting Jim Buss do things. He thought it was such a great idea to bring in Boozer, even though Pau Gasol in his prime would crush Boozer in the playoffs, so you're bringing in this loser. Hey, it rhymes. And then you bring in Byron Scott, who couldn't do diddly squat with the Cavs, even though they were bad, and he barely did anything with the Hornets. And the only reason he did anything with the Hornets is because Chris Paul is the coach of every team. Another thing Jim Buss is doing, he's awful in the drafts, and he's just not bringing in any players. He couldn't bring in Carmelo. He couldn't bring in LeBron. He can't bring anybody in.
What's up with them hiring former Cavs coaches? Mike Brown, Byron Scott?
Because they're going for the names. They're not going for like a backup coach that can do something. And the worst part is you brought in a coach who couldn't do anything with centers in his whole career. Mike D'Antoni. This isn't a sports show, so I'm not going to go in that long of a rant. But Mike D'Antoni was the coach of the Suns, and his whole offense was about shooting. It never was about using centers. So you bring in an egotistical baby known as Dwight Howard to somehow work with a coach who has the ego the size of the Sears Tower. Yeah, that's going to work, Jim Buss. And then you think you're going to have a big three with Kobe Bryant, who at the time was 34 years old, with Nash, who was like 80 years old, and then Dwight, who doesn't work well with anybody besides himself and his toys at his house. Yeah, that's going to work real well. So this whole Laker franchise is suffering right now, but I'm more of a diehard fan than any of those scumbags in Los Angeles that watch the games. Because all of a sudden now, we never saw this before, but they're Clipper fans, man. Let's go Clippers. CP3, yeah. Matt Barnes, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Doc Rivers. Where were you 5 years ago when they had nobody there? Shut up. It's actually sad.
Do they have a front office or like a general manager, or is it just owners run it?
I think the front office of the Lakers is the cast of Rugrats and Hey Arnold. It's just a bunch of cartoon characters just running around doing diddly squats.
So they have no front office, just like the Dallas Cowboys.
They have a front office. I'm just saying I don't think they're doing a good job.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they have bad people in the front office.
They give the power to Jerry Buss's kid. Jerry Buss was a legend who got them like 16 titles. I don't think Jim Buss can get them 16 wins. And with this travesty, this sad, morbid, awful news going on with Wayne Ellington, this is not what the Lakers need. I know it's sports, and Wayne Ellington's tragic death of his uncle is worse than sports. I'm just saying to have this on top of everything that the Lakers are going through, God, it's just hard to watch a team that I loved watching since 2006 just burn right into the ground. I'm not a diehard fan. I never had TV as a kid, so I never got to watch the bad Bulls era of the 2000s. So all I would watch was Laker games on Sunday mornings or Sunday, like at noon. So the Lakers mean something to me because my uncle is from Los Angeles. I used to watch, or he would watch Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. So to anybody out there who's going to try and imply that I'm a fair weather fan, shut up. So what does the article say? Just had to rant there.
Wayne Robert Ellington Sr. never missed a chance to watch his son, Wayne Jr.
Oh, wait, so it's his dad then.
Yeah.
My bad. Go on.
Guard for the Los Angeles Lakers play ball even if it was just on TV. So when detectives knocked on the door of the Westmont Erie home he shared with his mother at 9:30 Sunday night, just as the Lakers game against the Charlotte Hornets was about to tip off to deliver the grim news that Ellington, 57, had been found in his car with a gunshot wound to the head. His mother thought they must have mistaken.
I don't get people who murder people. I know that is the dumbest thing I've ever said because you're not in the mindset of that, but you're taking someone's life. I know it just comes from being evil. It comes from being a scumbag. It comes from being a leech, a dirtbag, a loser. That you want that power trip where you take someone's life. I'm just saying, like, I can't imagine being that sick in the head. I can't imagine being that just out of touch with reality where you take someone's life. You know what I mean? While they're in the car. Kind of like Michael Jordan's dad. He was just trying to take a nap. Like, I took a 10-minute nap on the side. Well, Michael Jordan's dad died in like 93 or 4 when he was sleeping on the side of the road. And then someone came and shot him. I was sleeping on the side of the road when I was driving back from Cleveland last week. And then I went, yeah, I'm not going to do this. Because you can't trust anybody. I just don't get the idea of murder. Like, how are you killing somebody, you scumbags? You know what I mean? Like, just the idea that you're taking someone's life. And
then you got to live with it.
Well, but they get off on it. It's sickening. What else does the article say?
I thought he was downstairs getting ready for his son's game. Betty Ellington, 79, said quietly last night in her living room as she struggled to make sense of her son's killing. I'm devastated. I couldn't even believe this. So far, Ellington Sr.'s killing is shrouded in mystery. Cops were called to Marion Street near Hansberry in Germantown shortly after 8 p.m. Sunday for a car accident.
And how sad is that? I know the Lakers suck, but you must be proud that your kid keeps joining different NBA teams. He's not going anywhere. He keeps finding rosters, and you just want to watch your kid who you used to play ball with, who you probably trained, who you used to do workouts with, and now you're dead. Like, man, life is not fair at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, agreed. And when they got there, they found Ellington slumped in the driver's seat of his Oldsmobile, bleeding heavily from a gunshot wound through his head. Chief Inspector Scott Small said his car had hit 2 parked cars on the block before coming to rest. Small said police found no ballistic evidence except for a bullet hole on the inside of the passenger door of the sedan. Police said that based on preliminary evidence, they think the shooter aimed through the partially open driver's window and shot the man once in the head, the bullet traveling through his skull and lodging in the other door.
How much is in the article before I go on a rant?
A lot.
Okay. I'm wondering, I bet he was a great dad. I bet he meant a lot to Wayne. But I'm wondering if there's something more to this. Like maybe he owed something in drug money. Like, you don't know. Something has to be happening for you to shoot and kill someone through a car window.
Well, it says he hit 2 parked cars, so maybe the people were just annoyed about that.
And they were just crazy, and it was just bad luck that you ran into them. You know what I mean? What else does it say?
Small said that based on Ellington's injuries, police believe the shooting happened not far from where his car came to rest. No surveillance cameras or witnesses were found. Ellington Sr. was taken to Albert Einstein Medical Center and underwent surgery and was pronounced dead at 10:55 p.m.
This must just be like a case of just either something happened where it was a hit and run, maybe during a drug bust. I'm just trying to think of the worst case scenario because it just seems like it's not. Well, it's totally not worth killing someone over bumping into cars. Something must have happened. I'm not trying to play like the awful person, but I'm doing devil's advocate. Like something must have happened. There must have been some type of beef because you don't just kill someone over that. You agree with me?
Oh, my goodness.
What?
Yeah.
Please, go on topic and we'll get to that.
Okay.
I'll save the tweet. Don't worry.
Ellington Jr., 27, had 9 points in the game and has been averaging 8 points per game in 5 games this season, his first with the Lakers. He signed with them as a free agent in September. Ellington Sr. was his son's #1 fan. Betty Ellington said the Proud Father's Facebook page is filed with links to stories about his son. It was his whole conversation about his son playing in the NBA.
His son's a baller. He was on the Timberwolves for, 4 years. He was a first-round draft pick. He was on the Grizzlies for 1 year, the Cavs for 1 year, the Mavericks for 1 year. Some people might say that means he's a journeyman and he can't get it done, but the guy was a baller. The guy was an absolute baller because he's better than we'll ever be. His first 4 years, he averaged 6 points. Last year, he averaged 10 on the Cavs, and then he averaged 3 on the Mavericks, but he didn't play in that many games. But when he played for the Tar Heels, he averaged 11 points, 16, and 15 in his 3 years there. So this guy's a straight-up baller, man. Man, life is not fair at all. Why did it have to happen to him? I'm not saying it's different if it happens to someone else, but especially
Kim
when
Kardashian.
No. Don't even go there. I would never wish death upon anybody unless you're a scumbag criminal. I'm just saying, it just seems so unfair. You know what I mean? Like, life is not fair at all. Don't even ever put that word in my mouth.
Life sucks, then you die.
Yeah. Thanks for depressing me on the air. What else?
No problem.
You're good for that.
It was his whole conversation about his son playing in the NBA. Betty Ellington said she and her son would often travel to watch Ellington Jr. play. Ellington Jr. was a star basketball player in high school at Episcopal Academy. He was the Daily News All-City First Team in 2005 and 2006 and shared the Daily News Player of the Year award with teammate Gerald Henderson in 2006. He went to North Carolina as a junior in 2009, was named the Final Four's most outstanding player as the Tar Heels captured the national championship. The same year as Ellington Sr., relatives and his son gathered for a private party at Northern Liberty's bar. The night his son was drafted into the NBA by the Minnesota Timberwolves, Ellington Sr. told the Daily News that he dreamed of one day seeing his son play for the Sixers. That's every player's dream, isn't it? He said, you go away to college, then get a chance to come home as a pro. Betty Ellington said that Ellington Sr., who worked in finance in Bensalem, had 2 daughters, 32 and 28, the older of whom works in the medical field, and the younger of whom attends medical school at the University of North Carolina, where her brother played college ball. He had 2 young granddaughters and 2 younger siblings, a brother who died of cancer in 2011, and a sister. His family loved him very dearly, and he will be missed greatly, Betty Ellington said last night as she flipped through the albums of family photos and happier times. Ellington Jr., who team officials said yesterday is taking an indefinite leave, traveled home earlier this week, his grandmother said.
I mean, like, I feel so bad for Wayne because, number one, you're on a bad team. I'm not saying that means anything, but, like, you're already having a bad year, and then you find out your dad died, your number one fan, man. Like, there better be an afterlife. All the crap we go through. Man. You know what I mean?
It's depressing.
I know. Anything else in the article?
Nothing really important.
Here's the thing. Well, what does
it say? A $20,000 reward is being offered by the city for information leading to the arrest and conviction.
Is there like contact info?
Yes.
I will tweet that out at Hoppe Radio 893 just so that we can find this scumbag leech, this dirtbag who deserves to be put to death. An eye for an eye. Anything else in the article?
Not really anything important.
Well, what do you mean by that?
All it's talking about is just kind of, his family loved him very much. They don't know why her son was in Germantown the night he was killed, or anyone who would want him dead.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, nothing like, big.
All right, here's the deal. I was going to do more than one news segment with this, but because it's about death, I feel like we need to separate each segment.
Right. And so, before we go to break, did you remember the baseball player Oscar Tavares who died?
Yeah.
He was actually drunk at the time of his death.
And we will get to that and more after this. Rest in peace.